Our country 1039 KGRT, Nico Moon, and Good Time. Love that groove.
Time now for your question of the day. Brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Markets of Las Cruces. Fresh produce, bread, meat, honey, food trucks, handmade art, music, and more. Every Saturday and Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m., downtown Las Cruces.
That's right. Time for our question of the day today, brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces. And let's get to those sticky notes. Everybody, we've seen those sticky notes around there, right? You want to stick to your goals, maybe some resolutions? Well, put on a sticky note. And a new survey by Talker Research finds that 25% of Americans believe in manifestation and use daily affirmations, and most are backing those intentions with physical reminders like sticky notes. That's right. Write it on a sticky note. Throw it up there somewhere where you can see it. And people say that they're most likely to stick with their goals when the reminders are easy to create and visible throughout the day. And simply, you can update them simply. Sticky notes are the top choice at 50%, followed by lists, journals, and or planners in there. So, yeah, physical reminders are always good things. In fact, I've seen some very interesting notes, good and bad, that have been placed around. In fact, the last one I got says, you're doing a good job. I got it from our assistant general manager. She does that. She left notes all over the station. It was actually pretty cool. But I had one on my door that said, you're doing a good job. Made me feel good, right? So, sticky notes can do that. I've also had some sticky notes on the windshield of my car that were not so good and motivating. Actually, that was a friend of mine who had a neighbor who used to leave sticky notes all over cars, all over the neighborhood. Yeah. But good or bad, they are there. But what are some of the most interesting sticky notes that you've come across? Maybe something good and motivating, or maybe something that was telling you, hey, you probably shouldn't park here, or at least park in the right direction. That was my sticky note that day. But good or bad, what is an interesting sticky note that you have seen? That is our question of the day today. So go ahead and let me know your answers. You can call them in, text them in at 575-523-KGRT. That's 575-523-5478. And, of course, we are live on our social media pages. So, you can leave your comments there as well. Facebook and YouTube if you want to head over there. But, our question of the day is about the sticky notes. Good or bad, what is an interesting sticky note that you have seen? Maybe one you've made for yourself for motivation, or maybe one that someone has left you like, hey, don't forget to buy the milk again. I don't know. That one counts, right? Yeah. Let me know your answers for our question of the day. Good or bad, what is an interesting sticky note that you have seen? Call them in, text them in, leave your comments down below for our question of the day, which is brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces. All right. All the appropriate buttons are pushed. So, we are exclusively live on our social media pages. So, what is an interesting sticky note that you have seen? Good or bad? Is it maybe something somebody left you as a motivation? You wanted to get that sticky note right there and just motivate someone to have a great day. I'm going to throw a sticky note up right here on the radio that says, have a great day. That'll be good for you. Or is it something that you threw up to remind yourself, like a sticky note on the refrigerator that says, are you really hungry or are you bored? Because that's a little reminder, maybe help curb the appetite there. But sticky notes are very useful, and they can remind us of a lot of things, including some of the bad things we're doing. But literally, I had a friend of mine who was this older lady in the neighborhood, and she would go around leaving sticky notes on cars to remind people about things. Most of the time, it was like, I don't think you should park here, or, you're parked in the wrong direction, just letting you know, that type of thing. It was pretty interesting to get those sticky notes on the car. And I didn't even live in the neighborhood. That was the funny part at that time. But, there's always good notes to find about there. I like the positive ones that, like I said, our assistant general manager left a few around the station. It's always good when I find those. Puts a smile on my face. It does. Makes the day a whole lot better. So, what about you? Good or bad? What is an interesting sticky note that you have found or that you have seen? Maybe something that just motivated you for the day or reminded you to, I don't know. I still can't get over that. Park in the right direction. I was in a hurry. I wasn't even there for 10 minutes, I don't think. Anyway, I'll let that one go. I'll let it go. But let me know your answers. Call them in, text them in, and of course, you can leave your comments down below. And in the meantime, let's go ahead and kind of see what's going on in and around the world. Florida is now seeing snow in the Panhandle for the second consecutive year. Weird. Once again, watch out for the falling iguanas. Let's see. Kelly Clarkson's daytime talk show is allegedly expected to end after this season. That's a shame. I kind of like that talk show. It's kind of fun. Let's see. Billy Bob Thornton tells USA Today that rumors he is leaving Landman after season 2 are based on AI generated crap. It's the internet. I can say that, right? Sounds like something Billy Bob Thornton would do. Let's see. If you're looking for who's going to kick out the Super Bowl February 8th, apparently Green Day going to be doing that. That's interesting, kind of. Indiana Hoosiers quarterback Fernando Mendoza receiving a $50,000 jewelry gift from teammate Elijah Surratt before last night's national championship game. Wait, these are college kids, right? It's supposed. Don't get me started. I'm not going to go there. Let's see. A woman's Tesla recently stopped working after she plugged it in at a Wawa gas station. The woman is trapped inside. She did eventually get out. Was she trapped inside the Wawa or trapped inside her car? Because if you're trapped inside the Wawa, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Let's see. Some people are calling for butt scrunch tights to be banned from gyms. Well, I guess it depends on who's wearing them. And Disney recently tested their first ever roller coaster, the Iron Cycle, aboard the Disney Wish ship. The roller coaster will be part of the new Disney Adventure attractions. Hey, that's kind of putting like two interesting things at the same time. It's like waves, a giant boat, and a roller coaster. Gonna pass on that one. My friends, we are looking for answers for our question of the day today because everybody loves a sticky note most of the time. Sometimes you do get those reminders about doing not so great things, but you get a lot of interesting positive things as well. But good or bad, what is an interesting sticky note that you have seen or maybe even left for yourself? That is our question of the day, brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces. Remember, call them in, text them in, leave your comments down below.